I'm Carla Cadell, CEO of Pet Sitter University, and I'm here to help everybody in the country that wants to start making more money and have autonomy and who loves pets start a pet sitting business, or help grow their pet sitting business, or help overcome obstacles in their pet sitting business. And that's what we're here to do today. We're at my nature park in my neighborhood, which is one of the things I love about my neighborhood. You can let your dogs off their leash and run around. There's usually a group of 7 or 8 deer that live here, so hopefully they'll pop out and get their morning breakfast. I've operated my business for over 5 years. We have over 400 clients, over 200 clients, and have taken care of over 400 pets. Everything from horses and chickens to, of course, your dogs and cats. Today I'm going to help you figure out, mull through and figure out how much time you want to spend on your visits. As you're setting up your business, I hope that you've gone through and researched other people's pet sitting businesses around the country, and just to get an idea of what's kind of common out there. A lot of people will have a service menu, which is you can choose a 15-minute visit, a 20-minute visit for a certain amount of money, 30, 45 minutes. Sometimes walking them is an added expense to the fee, to the visit fee. There's all kinds of medications, all that kind of stuff. And so you really want to figure out, do you want to have a menu like that, or do you want to keep it simple and just have a set time that you spend at every single house? You want to also take into consideration when you're considering your time is when you've figured out, which we've talked about in another video, when you've figured out how much money you need to make a year and break it down into how much you need to make a day, you need to figure out how much you can make per visit. And the length of your visits is also, obviously going to determine how much you make every day. Hopefully that you make every day on a perfect world. So one of the things I considered when mulling over time was what I really wanted for my dogs if somebody came over and took care of my dogs. And so I practiced with them a little bit for a week just to see what kind of care they both needed, because I had 2. What kind of care they both needed, how much time that took, how much time it took them to eat, how far of a walk that they needed for each visit, to really make them tired. And so when I left, I knew that they would be content and go to sleep. So for me, it was 45 minutes. I think I do that for cats also. I think it's a sufficient amount of time to get everything done. And also I had to consider, when you consider 45 minutes, you have to also consider about 15 minutes of driving time to and from the house. So that's another added extra 30 minutes to the visit. So when you're considering your daily, all the visits that you're going to do every single day, you have to consider your driving time. So some objectives that you want to consider for each visit, and you might want to jot these down, is exercise. If you've ever taken care of a puppy lab, 20 minutes of a walk is not going to cut it. So, and they'll eat really fast. So if it's a house with just one puppy, you're going to have to really figure about 30 minutes for a walk, both visits, morning and night, and maybe afternoons. And they're going to eat right away. If you have an elderly dog, they probably can only walk about 10 to 15 minutes, and you're going to let them sniff the whole time and use their brain energy and work themselves out that way. And then they're going to graze their food, and it's all going to be good. But it's going to be different at every house. So you kind of have to manage your time for each house. Another objective is time for feeding. Some homes you're going to have like 4 cats, and each one's going to have to be fed differently. So, and in different spots, and then you have to keep cats out of each other's bowls because they have special foods and special needs. That's going to be a consideration. There's going to be light home care. You always want to take care of the garbage. You always want to sweep up the cat litter, sweep up all the hair that's fallen off and is collecting in the corners of the house. So consider light home care. Quality of attention. That's a big thing for me because we spend 45 minutes and I do charge extra, and I will tell you that I'm probably one of the most expensive in town because of the quality of attention that I really want for every animal. Instead of just walk in, take care of this checklist, and then you walk out the door. So the animals are getting plenty of attention, and you want to make sure that you have enough time for that in your visits. And basically, when you leave, you just want to have a little sigh of relief that you are confident that the pets are very content when you leave. Like, they're ready for you to walk out the door. Like, I'm pooped out, leave. So, consider those things. And also, you know, as you're going around for your week, taking care of your own pets, just make little jots and notes down of things that you do that you would like to ask if some pet sitter were to come to your house. What you can do. You know, you always want to play with a cat usually, and some cats like to hide, so my sitters will take books and start reading out loud, and the cats eventually after 2 visits will come out and hang out with them and just lay on their laps or something and be pet. Some cats love to play. There's some situations that are going to take more time, obviously, so you have to consider that, and when you're doing your phone interviews or meeting in person, make sure you ask these kind of questions. So one of them is meds. Usually most of the meds are basic, like a pill, an insulin shot. So those take very minimal time. There are some meds, if you choose to do this with your practice, they will take extra time. So you want to consider that as far as how much the length of your visit for each home. Number of pets. If there's 3 pets, you want to consider extra time for that and extra money. So when we take care of 3 dogs, we spend an extra 15 minutes at the house, and we charge an extra $5. Just because sometimes you have to walk 2 of them together, and you want to do 20 or 30 minutes for them, and the other one you have to walk by themselves, and it just takes extra time. Types of animals. We have 2 different homes that have horses. One house for 2 horses takes over an hour to take care of the horses. Another house seriously just takes like 15 minutes to take care of the horse, because everybody's different on how they want the care. So make sure you just assess each situation for how much money you're going to spend or charge, and how much time you're going to spend at that house. And then there's plants. I do charge extra for plants. Some homes have a crazy amount of plants, like 75 plants, and they actually take about 25 minutes to water. So make sure that you're charging extra for that, but also make sure you're assessing it into your time so that you're not cheating other clients out of time with their animals too. So I hope this was helpful in helping you decide your length of visits, and understanding that everything's going to be different. Each situation is going to be different, but well, I shouldn't say each one, but for the most part, they're all going to be the same, but there will be special circumstances that's going to be a little bit different. If you have some questions about this or any suggestions, please post them in our blog below or to your left, whichever device you're looking at or watching the video on. Please sign up for our emails. You will get a weekly email with a question of the week, or with another updated video with how to, overcoming some obstacles or getting started. But there's going to be full of content at petsitter.university. You can do this. I did it. You can do it. I quit my job to do this. I did it, and it grew, and it's growing every single day, every single season. And you can, I promise you, you can do this. We will help you get through it. Smile today and be more fun than dirt.